Hey everybody, Crystal Kitsune here. And yes, we are back to the long, snaky Slitherio. Um, it has been a while since we played this game. I figured a nice little browser-based .io game would be fun. And we did a lot of Vigario before. We only did a couple episodes of Slitherio before. So I thought it would be fun to come back to this, do it again, for the third time, I think. This is the third time that we played this game. I actually tried recording something before, and it didn't quite work out. It was really laggy. For some reason, at least in this weather, I was fine before when it was cooler, but I can't do any, like, 3D games, at least during the summer when it's really super hot, because that heats up my computer, making the room hot, or the room being warm makes it twice as hot, so it makes things lag and not work properly. So I went through the video and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't record this, or I can't upload this because it's way too bad. Even though I apologize for the lag, it's just I couldn't put it on the channel. So this is sort of my plan B, I guess you could say. I'm not ashamed to admit it. So we're just gonna go right into it. We're gonna see if we can become the longest snake, or worm, or whatever the heck these things are. So we're just gonna start with Kitsune, like we usually do, and see what happens. I know it lags a little bit on this game because it's a popular game, so people are gonna be in it, and it's gonna be laggy. So there's not much I can do about that, sadly, but it is what it is. And we're going to just eat these little colored balls and be happy about it. So the fun thing happened the other day. I was playing Pokemon Go. It seems like all the segues lately have been about Pokemon Go, which is fine because it's a popular game, so, you know, people are going to be talking about it, and I'm not, you know, immune from that. But I wanted to talk about what happened the other day, and so I was out shopping Friday, and usually what I do is I have a car charger. So I plug my phone into the car charger, and I have it sitting on my seat, so it can be open and can help with the egg hatching, mostly. When I'm at stores, like in parking lots and inside the stores, I'll catch Pokemon. And so I was, going along. I was out of balls, sadly. So the only thing that would have tipped me over would have been the hatching of my egg. So, and it was close to 5 kms, whether it's kilograms or whatever it is. So I was like, okay, well, it's almost close. This should tip me over the edge. I hatched the egg. It turned into a Nidoran female. And then I was like, cool. Well, shortly thereafter, I turned into level 8. I got some raspberries, I got some balls, I got some potions and things like that, I think. And I got a Poke Lure. I'm like, cool. A lure for the Pokestops. So I'm like, cool. When I get home, I'll put this onto the Poke Lure, or the Pokestop that's near my house, and sit there for a while. So after I got done with the shopping and all the errands and things like that I had to run, I went ahead and stopped off at the location of the local Pokestop, which happens to be a church. Kind of a really sacrilegious place to put a Pokestop, but I sat in the parking lot, I put the lure on the Pokestop, like 2 cars came, actually, one pulled up front and did something, and then another one came around, stayed there for a minute, and then left, and then only 2 of them actually parked in the parking lot with me. I just stayed in my car with the air conditioner running, and then I was like, cool, this works. And So I was just sitting there collecting whatever Pokemon happened to come my way. Damn it! Um, and so I was sitting there, and a couple things came my way. Nothing special, stuff that I've had already. And then, bam! Like close towards the end of the thing, I get a Nidoking, and it was like question mark combat level. So I knew that it was going to be a biggie to catch with a Pokeball. So since I got these raspberries, I'm all like, okay, I'm gonna try one of these raspberries. So I chuck one of them at him, try to catch him. He didn't stay in the ball. I did it like 2 times before I chucked another raspberry at him, and then finally I got him. And it turns out he was like level 500 and something. I don't know the exact number, but it was 500 or something. I was like, cool, this is super cool. So I took him and I put a little bit more strength on him, so he was like level 600 or something, 620 I think. And previous stopping off at, and also right before the lure ended, I also got a Rhydon. Right? Yeah, Rhydon. The evolved form of Rhyhorn. So I got a Rhydon, and that was cool. He wasn't as strong as the Nidoking, though. But anyway, so there's a park apparently nearby this school that I went by because there's a Poke gym over there, and there's also a there's a gym over there, and there's a Pokestop. So I went by there and, you know, picked up the couldn't do the gym because it was red, and all the people that were in the gym at the time were like super strong, and I didn't even want to. Even with the Nidoking, I wouldn't have been able to beat them. But I didn't have the Nidoking the first time I went over there, and then I saw that the gym actually turned blue, and I'm Team Mystic. Go Articuno. So I'm Team Mystic, so it was blue. So I was like, cool, I could go over here and, you know, put my Pokemon in. Because a friend told me that the only way that you get gold is if you put your Pokemon into the gym and then, you know, let it fight somebody or whatever. And if they lose or whatever, it's defense, basically. So, I put my Nidoking in, and I got to collect at least 10 coins. Okay, I was gonna say, fuck me. I thought that was gonna be my mistake. I got you. So I basically was like, cool, I could put my Pokemon in, and I collected the 10 gold, and then by the time I turned it on today, you know, he was already beaten. So it didn't last long, let's put it that way. I need to really boost up my Pokemon if I wanted to actually do that. But basically I've just been catching like a lot of the lower evolved forms for candies, so I could evolve my other Pokemon into, you know, the stronger forms and such. I did take a Pidgeotto and evolve it into a Pidgeot, so that's cool. I also caught a Parasect a while back, so that's that evolved form. What I really want is to keep catching Eevees and getting Eevee candies so I can evolve the Eevee that I have and see what it turns into, because I know it will turn into one of the 3, either Jolteon, Flareon, or Vaporeon. And the very first like rare Pokemon card that I ever got was a Vaporeon. So I hope that it turns into a Vaporeon, because that would be kind of like nostalgia, you know, for me. Having a Vaporeon Pokemon in Pokemon Go be like the first kind of not fuck you stupid little. I did that to somebody else and then they fucked me over one more time, and we'll see how far we get. I don't want to see no goddamn fucking ad. What the fuck? What's with that all of a sudden? That didn't happen before, so that's new. That's like all those like stupid ass ads that you get on those games for your phone. Like I have like what is it? Solitaire on my phone. And it's a free, version of Solitaire. And like every time you start a new game, it puts an ad in your face. And it's kind of annoying, but what you gonna do? Everything's about microtransactions and shit, so get used to it or don't play it, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of. Just don't play it. I mean, everything, basically every single app out there eventually turns into, microtransaction hell. I mean, Pokemon started that from the first, get-go or whatever, but other games like the Slitherio and Agario and things like that, they start off small. But then, like, later on, they'll be like, oh, but we have to put microtransactions in because reasons. And there was, like, this really old website that I went to a while back. It's called Roliana. And it's, like, a community, forum-based community. And you go there and you have these avatars and, you can get outfits for your avatars. And you can roleplay there and you can, meet friends and do art and things like that. And it was fun for, the age I was, and I was role-playing a lot, so it was a great place to go. But I stopped going, like, a long time ago because they, like, changed up their layout. Oh, you fucker. You fucker. Jeez. Kicking ass and taking names. We'll do it one more time because I want to talk about this. This website, the Roliana, it was a really fun place. It's kind of like, I don't know if you ever heard of Gaia Online, but it's like that. Only not as douchey, because a lot of the people on Gaia are douchey. No offense if you play on Gaia, but I've always had bad experiences with people from Gaia. That was like the first forum-based community that I started on was Gaia Online, and it was fun to start with, and then everybody basically kind of was like, my shit's better than your shit, and if you don't have a lot of good shit and you don't have a lot of money, then you're basically shit. So, I mean, that's the only type of people that I've come across, and they're always so poisonous. They're like, if you post something in a forum, they're all like, oh, well, this doesn't belong here, or your ideas are stupid, or whatever. So I just stopped going to Gaia, and then I found Roliana. And Roliana was basically the same thing. And it started off very primitive. Like, the art was very primitive, but the people were really nice. And I guess a lot of the people that I saw before are still there. I recognize their usernames and stuff. But, I mean, they've all, gone to higher places. They're either staff or, whatever. So, I mean, that's a thing. But it's kind of like, the reason why I left is because they went from this one version of the site to a more updated version. They called it Roliana 2.0 because they updated like the format and the fonts and the layout and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, to me, it was a big mess. The fonts were way hard to read, and it was just kind of like, I just didn't like the format, and like the whole, like, they have like a wardrobe type thing where you can put on the items that you have collected and such, and I don't like their new way of doing that. It's really because before they had everything laid out, even if it was like a multi-pose type thing, they had them all laid out so you can see it, but now they put it like together, so like if you don't know what stuff's in it, you have to click on it, it opens up, you see what all the different poses and things are. So it's kind of annoying. That's one of the other reasons why I stopped going. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I hadn't gone there in a really long time, and I was trying to see if a friend of mine who I met on there was trying to contact me on there because I hadn't heard from him for a while. So I checked Roliana. There's no mail or anything like that, but I was like going through like some of the pages, and they have ads on there now. So, I mean, I know it's not cheap to run a website or anything like that. So I mean, I get that's, you know, why they did that, but it's still kind of, you know, a little bit annoying that you have like ads popping up now, and it's just like they didn't never had ads before, and they never had to, you know, worry about that kind of crap before, but now all of a sudden they have like all this crap going on, ads and things like that, and it's just kind of like, well, that's it. It just kind of seeing how everything's going, it's all money based, you know. Apps are microtransaction heavy most of the time. I mean, I haven't seen an app yet recently that I've downloaded that hasn't had microtransaction shit in it. So it's all about the muns. So I mean, that's how you what you need to survive. So I'm gonna like stop going on this tangent because I'm probably depressing a lot of people, but to me it's just like, there's a game, you have a game, it can be fun, but when you stop those microtransactions in there, it's like, oh, well, if you want to be any good in this game, you basically have to pay your way through. And that's not teaching a good lesson. That's just saying, oh, well, if you have a lot of money, then you can just do whatever you want. I mean, I guess that's, I mean, I'm probably looking way too much into this, but that's how it feels for me, is that, you know, everything's money based. I mean, back in the olden days when everything was like, hey, you know, I'll fix your fence if you know, bake me a pie or, you know, whatever. That's how things were. It was a bartering system, and bartering systems, you know, were cool back in the day. I mean, but everything's based off of money, and microtransactions is just one, you know, way to get people's hands in your pockets, and having ads on websites is another way to help pay for websites and things like that. I mean, I know it's like kind of like a different thing, but what made me think about it was they didn't have ads on there before. I mean, they went all this time without having ads. I don't know how long they've had the ads on there, but it's like on the top and the bottom, like where like a lot of websites have. And I'm like, so you had to kind of like cop out and put the ads on their site because you couldn't afford to keep the site up otherwise. I guess that's what I'm kind of getting at. But anyway, I'm going to get off this tangent. I'm going to say that's the end of this video. Thank God, right? And hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a like and share with your friends. It helps out. And I was saying all this stuff before on the last video, but since it's not going to be updated, I just want to let you know that, you know, I can only do so many things here on the channel. I can only do like simple type games. I can't really do 3D games right now because of the heat. But I mean, another factor is that I have a pretty shitty computer. I'm only doing what I can, and I know it's like kind of frustrating because it's like, oh, I mean, she's got potential, but she can't do, you know, what she wants to do. I'd love to do so much more. I just don't have the money to do so much more. So you guys subscribing and watching and liking and favoriting and sharing everything with your friends will help me get better content out eventually. If I get revenue from this you know, job, and it helps support, you know, buying better equipment, you know, better microphone, better camera, better computer, you know, etc., etc. If it comes to that point, I can put out better content for you guys. It's kind of frustrating that I can only do so much right now because I'm just like a little person. I just can't afford to get another computer right now. But if it picked up and more people subscribed and more people watched my stuff, it could get there. So just bear with me for right now, and you know, help me out, because if you help me out, then I can put out better stuff for you guys. And that's what I want to do, is I want to put out better stuff for you guys, because I really enjoy doing this, and it's really fun, and I love doing it, and I love the people that have subscribed to me so far, because you went ahead and subscribed, and you're like, you know, this person, you know, like, you subscribed because you think that my stuff is good enough so far to want to watch. And that means a lot to me, and I just want to, you know, keep up with the content and give out good content, because I didn't want to put out that video. I mean, I spent the last 30 minutes doing it, but when I look back on it, it was so laggy and so, like, you know, bad that I was like, no, I can't put this out. This is, even though I'm apologizing for the lag, I don't want to put this out because it's not that good of quality. I try to put out as good as quality as I can, but I'm limited right now because one, my computer is not that great, and two, I don't have like the high-end graphic cards. I don't have, I don't have a PC like desktop. I have a laptop, and that's what I do on, all my stuff is on a laptop that's about 2-3 years old. I'm not sure, but it's not the greatest one, and I just want to, eventually get better equipment so I can do better stuff in the future, and that is up to you and up to me to give you content that you like, and up to you to subscribe and like and favorite and everything. So do that for me. Follow me on Twitter, do all the stuff I just said before. I'm not trying to beg or anything like that. I'm just trying to let you know this is something that I love doing, and I just want to keep doing it as to the best of my ability. But I feel like I'm not giving you the best of my ability because there's so much stuff I can't do right now, and I want to do more. So in the future, I hope it gets to the point where I can do more, and then everything is going to, be better if I get better stuff. So do what I asked, and follow, not follow, but like and share and favorite and all that stuff, and follow me on Twitter, because then you can find out stuff that's going on in my life. So, not personal, but random stuff. So I'll end this video here, in the rant, and thank you for all who have subscribed to me so far. Welcome to the crazy family. And I'll see everybody next time. Bye!